Well, Skystrology was developed because I discovered about 6 or 8 years ago that the heavenly bodies that I thought were represented in Western astrology, and that my ephemeris that I was carrying around telling me that the moon was in Gemini, whatever, or like now people it will say Mars is in Gemini, was what was actually happening in the sky. And then I discovered, hey, that's not true. And of course, with the advancement of technology and now all the apps that are available, I was able to verify it myself. Now, what came to the whole concept and theory of Skystrology took time, effort, and really a lot of community input that we have had almost since the end of 2019, and of course growing bigger and bigger. And through having a calendar and being aware of particular times that are truly divine and celestial, we have been able to verify the energies and been able to work with them. So when perhaps you might hear other people use the term Skystrology, they are not, first of all, honoring my work, which took a long time and a lot of effort and time. And now I have mentored Skystrologers who are willing and ready to start to do Skystrological conversations based on the method and principles of Skystrology that are very organic and authentic, created with integrity, because energy never dies, and the energy of the person who gives you the information or shares with you or interprets the energies is important. That's also why a lot of Western astrology hits the ballpark, for actually two reasons. One is that the relationships between the heavenly bodies do not change. So if there's an opposition, there's an opposition, but the interpretation will change because we honor all of the aspects, if you will, as a learning curve, as a place to learn. And we use conscious language, which is extremely important, because when we speak to you or interpret things, it has a particular energy. And so when you get a Western astrology interpretation, that energy is tailored to the current paradigm, if you will, and the previous paradigm, because we are shifting. And you know, especially since 2020, it was a huge wake-up call. So many people are waking up, and I feel that Skystrology is one that people who are called to be curious, to look for the authenticity in their lives, in what they do, how they eat, how they communicate, are people who will understand what Skystrology is bringing to the table. Now, I was born during the time that the moon was actually in the sky and in the constellation of the area that we call the most abundant and the best representation of one of our biggest philosophies and statements, and that is that there are no borders in the sky. Borders are man-made, and in the sky, and especially in this part of the sky, it is super true. So you'll hear True Sidereal Astrology, which was the first one I woke up to, called this season, this week even, all Scorpio. We in Skystrology honor all the energies, and we are aligning with our observation of 0 degrees. 0 degree is a phenomenon that I won't talk about. I'll do a separate video on that. But we honor the 0 degree moment, and through observation, we have felt that this is a poignant time to honor these energies. So at the time of tomorrow, not tomorrow, November 30th, we will have a 0 degree of a focus. That means our sun which today is amongst the stars of Ophiuchus and Scorpio, but the potent part of Scorpio, which dips below the horizon and further away from our perspective, from our vantage point, and that allows us to be within the entanglement, if you will, of Scorpio and Ophiuchus energies. And because here is also the galactic center area, the Milky Way, which is really a bridge between the Ophiuchus energies and the beginning of Sagittarius, we are here in the cosmic womb in a very, very powerful place. And one of the reasons I feel called to come to you today, because the sun is shining in that space, I suggest that you sun gaze at dawn and at sunset. And I suggest that you feel into the other energy. So Skystrology is also called Skystrology because we want to look at the entire sky, like I have been able to do here every day in Egypt for some time without, well, there was a little break because I was in London and then COVID happened, I couldn't get back. So actually it was a 4-year break, and I tried the best I could to look at the stars in London, but it was not easy. It was a challenge, but I was able then to create the Skystrology method and Manaset's mentorship, which I'm so grateful now that I have Skystrologists to talk to, because I was the only one who is approaching this information in this way. So this week we have also, since the weekend, we have Venus and Mercury aligning with the stars of Ophiuchus and Scorpio. And during this week, they will both move to align with the galactic center. And where we see a potency of energy here in the galactic center, if you can see the Milky Way at night, you can see the milky white part where it's abundant of stars. Like for me, that's like an abundance of energies, right? And what I want to bring to the table this week, and what's been happening all this time, and as we leave the solar eclipse moment and season, is that Mars is retrograde, meaning it's moving slower, and it was stationed in Orion constellation, and now it is moving back primarily amongst the stars of Taurus, but also still aligning with the potent stars of Orion. And at the same time, it is aligning to the Earth energy of Saturn, which is in the constellation of Capricorni, which is a combination of Capricorn and Aquarius, because that's literally what the energies are like in our sky. And in my humble opinion, this is alignment that helps us use a structure and a way to keep going, keep rubbing together, which is one of the ancient concepts of Mars. Also, just keep sparks, keep going, just keep pushing through. Know that it might take time. Know that you might have to learn some lessons along the way, but the universe, as they say in this case, truly has your back. And especially, we like to draw the attention to where the measuring moon is. I said measuring moon because we don't know what it is, but we know that where the moon is, it's measuring, it's giving us the possibility to know what stars are aligning with our sun. And so the stars of Capricorn for today, and then this week Capricorni and Aquarius will be aligning with Mars and Saturn, supporting that, as the Mercury communicator and Venus, the search for balance and harmony, will be open to bring true creative solutions to our lives. when you want to tap into it. You can tap into it by looking to see where a focus is in your sky. If you don't have a Skystrological sky with 16 constellations, then please go to our website, SKYSTROLOGICAL, and get our free Discover Your Star, Discover Yourself PDF, which tells you where the sun was at the time of your birth, and then you will be invited perhaps to have a consultation. I do have a special this week. I don't want to get caught into these things like Black Friday, White Friday, Cyber Monday. It's my birthday month, and so these offers are good until the end of this month. Okay, some are 50%, so do take a look. Also, this week, as I said, we have that our sun, and that means the sun, Mercury, and Venus will all be in this part of the Milkiest Way amongst the stars of Scorpio, Ophiuchus, and Sagittarius. Okay, and you know, instead of looking at, that's why I guess I felt called to do a weekly assessment. Instead of looking at what's happening just today, right? This is an invitation to look at what's happening whilst this really potent part of the sky is being visited by heavenly bodies that we can actually see with our naked eye, those that are part of our everyday, which is our sun and the measuring moon. What else is happening this week? We have also that the brighter stars of Orion will be aligning with Mars, and they have been through here before, so it's important to look and see what was happening in your life in the last month and go and reflect on that and see if there's any clues of what's happening this week, which is quite a good prompt. Also, we're so excited in Skystrology that Neptune is 0 degrees of pure Pisces, and this is pure Pisces because the stars of Cetus are not yet activated by any heavenly body that is transiting here. This is the part of the sky where Pisces is, and where when the sun or the other heavenly bodies travel, they are aligning with these pure Pisces stars. And Neptune is at home in this space. Jupiter is also at home. Jupiter is now no longer retrograde since the 25th. Well, no, it was stationary until 25th. But the fact that Neptune and Jupiter are both at home, Jupiter is at home in Sagittarius and Pisces, and Neptune is there. But Neptune has been 0 degrees for us 3 times. We've watched it. We've had seminars or group conversations about it, a little capsule last year. It happened in April 2021 and the first time, and then it went back retrograde, and now it's going forward, and it's there, and it will be there till January. So it's a good time to pay attention to your dreams, your nighttime dreams, and your daytime dreams, because dreams can come true. This is a highly spiritual energy where I have personally seen, and so have my community, that our ancestors are very close. The veil is truly thin. The Pisces we see as the yoni of the yonis, the spiritual womb. And as Venus and Mercury are in the cosmic womb, I invite you to follow your dreams, be creative in creating those dreams so that there can be true healing in your celestial journey and your cells. Thank you for listening. Come back, comment, and if you comment and like and subscribe and all those things, I'll be inspired to share this with you. So for my community, thank you so much for hanging in there. We've got some surprises, and you'll be guys getting this as soon as I upload it. Mwah! Cheerio! Oh, let me show you. This is 30 years old Scorpio head out of wood and artwork, and I can't find the artist anymore, but I used to put my hats on it. So it's the last few days of you know, our alignment, what we understand as where the sun is in Scorpio. And yeah, I don't have an Ophiuchus one because there was no talk about Ophiuchus back then. So, and I have a really pretty Leo one. I'll show you. So, it's so beautiful. I think I need to these native in. It's hand sculptured from a German artist that I commissioned them to do for my hat shop in the 80s. Oh, so that's how long I've been fascinated with astrology and the glyphs. Okay, that's enough for me today. Bye.